Alright, well, we're back with another episode. So last time I tried hardcore mode, and failed miserably. We're still got Fragile Warrior mode on and Diet mode. To be honest, I actually restarted my character and tried to do hardcore again, but I ended up dying, so yeah, that's where we're at. So I'm just going to continue with the Fragile Warrior and Diet mode challenges for now, and then yeah, go from there. So I did make my way over to Silver Moon City area. I think I need to fix... Okay, we're good. Yeah, I was worried for a second that I had the wrong maps. So one thing you'll notice, I don't know if some of you have flown around or not, but like if you fly up to here, for example, you'll actually notice that there's a version of Azure Mist Isle and Blood Mist Isle. Give me 2 seconds. Anyway, there's a version of Blood Mist Isle and Azure Mist Isle, and they are they're both, they don't have NPCs in them, but they're connected to Kalimdor Kingdoms. Most of the time they're actually in Outland. Same with the Ghostlands. You could actually go up to Ghostlands, and it's empty, but it's connected. So yeah, long story short, the Open Azeroth version of Silver Moon City is actually flyable and complete, and it doesn't have weird visual bugs. Problem is I have to transfer all the NPCs over from Silver Moon City to the one over in Eastern Kingdoms. And it's not just NPCs, we're talking like game objects, scripts, all that fun stuff. So it's a process, and probably one that I don't plan on doing anytime soon. Although eventually it would be kind of nice maybe to port over the WMO for the new Silver Moon. We'll see if it fits. I don't know if it'll fit one-to-one, but anyway. So yeah, I think for questing I'm probably just going to do solo. I will do some dungeons here and there, but I'll do those with bots, obviously. I just kind of want to do the solo challenge mode thing. Also, I'm kind of evil. With the Diet mode challenge, some of the rewards for leveling up is food. So, yeah. Those I was looking at Archmage Argyl's shoulders earlier, and I was like, those aren't in the game anywhere. So I looked up his display info and copied them onto a shoulder slot, and now we have the display ID for his shoulder pads. Oh yeah, I'm also doing randomly attacked. I forgot about that. But randomly attacked is like, it's an okay challenge. I really need to improve on it in some ways, I think. But yeah, because right now it triggers when you switch between areas, and most of the time when you're out questing, you're not really switching between areas, so you don't get randomly attacked that way. I thought about making a periodic aura where it spawns NPCs around you, and different ones depending on your level, and that might actually be better, but it's more work. So for now, we're just going to skip it. I went ahead and opted for movement speed increases on my racials, since I'm doing a lot of kiting. So got Dark Flight, and see, Dark Flight and Soothing Resurgence. I can't eat or drink. I have to regen mana some way. Yeah. I don't know if... I think Murky... Nope, okay. So at one point I did ban Murky from the challenge modes. And that was just because he had like vendor items and stuff like that. You could sell crap to him. But I'm glad he's no longer banned, because I need to use him to find those inconspicuous chests. Yeah, definitely love the Blood Elf starting zone area. Probably one of my favorites for the Horde. I don't really think I've quested much anywhere else. Probably the Orc area a bit, but... no, obviously they got their stuff together in later expansions, so... let's see... sorry, one sec. It's dangerous to tab out. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, Fragile Warrior is basically 300% increased damage taken, and decreases your damage down by 15%, so... figured for hardcore probably Shaman would be the best because he can actually kite around, but I guess I just suck. I think my issue is that I want to go into these like heavily NPC dense areas and try to kill things, and it never works out, so... Alright, actually, let's do... yeah, so I got a couple quests I need to finish up over here on the west side, and then I'll move over to the east. I'm probably going to set my... make camp here. Make camp is nice because you can actually just set your Hearthstone anywhere you want, and it doesn't count as eating or drinking, which is good. Trying to find the easiest way around. I'm still going to treat it as if I'm doing hardcore, so the less I die, the better. But I need to remember that the sprint mechanic is actually a thing. I did buy some gear from the auction house. There was this helmet and shoulders, both of which are not actually in the game. I mean, they are in the game, but they're not readily available anywhere, so... whatever. Like, I should probably remove them from the auction house if I'm being honest, but I don't think that they're too terribly overpowered. And then this is just transmog, so yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to see. I think the updates that we did to transmog should help improve it for everyone. Before there was like update issues, but I'm not sure if that's fixed because I'm using a different add-on. It's a little bit later version of one, but yeah. So I gotta get these boxes, I think. Be very surprised if I didn't put any conspicuous chests over here. Sometimes when I'm just out questing, that's usually when I'll just add more chests to the world. But I don't think I've actually done much placement out here, so probably do some of that while I'm doing this. But I won't pick them up. Object add 0010. Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but Murky actually makes a sound now whenever he spots a chest. Oh crap. Honestly, it feels like this is how WoW should have been with the 300% damage increase taken. But thanks for the heal. Yeah, Russian Ranger just recently added the NPC bots to the starting zones for Blood Elves and Draenei, so... Oh, yeah, actually there's a chest right there. And then bubbles will appear on top of the chest, and the reason why is because it's a hidden NPC. It's an invisible NPC that he spawns on top of it, so... Oops. Okay, so got that quest done. Let's do... Rimscale Pirates. So, back when I first did the challenge modes, or created them, randomly attack didn't have an internal cooldown, but it does now. So sometimes you'd get like a crap ton of spawns if you moved between zones. Still trying to figure out a way to not have NPCs spawn when you log in, because it seems like they log in 100% of the time when you log in the first time. So, but we'll see. I've tried adding an aura on logout to see if that would help. And the aura, basically all that does is if the player has the aura, don't spawn the NPC, but it doesn't, so it doesn't stay on the player when they log back in, so. Alright, got those. You know, there's a lot of mods out there that update trees, and we had updated trees for a while there, but I just don't like the updated trees. Like if you go to Swamp of Sorrows, it doesn't feel swampy anymore with the updated trees, and I've always liked these old Kel'Thuzad trees, so I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll see about doing something with trees, but I just don't see any that I am happy with that could act as replacements. I could probably upscale them if they haven't been upscaled already, but I'm also pretty much done with upscaling, I think. I mean, there might be a couple things here and there that I upscale, but after a while it's like, okay, good enough. Let's see, bring this guy's head.
Our enemies will fall. We will have justice.
And level 11. Ah yes, the broken randomly attacked, yeah. Good old days. Hey, you know you're a dedicated developer when you're concerned about upscaling Tracy. Well, I don't know. Sometimes it's like, just because you can update a thing doesn't mean you should. Like, I get that some of the trees are not flying friendly, and so you can see holes in them, but I just don't like some of the replacements for some of the trees. So, just kind of opted for the old school ones. An OCD dev, yeah. Honestly, I spend my time upscaling when I just need a break, because it's very soothing. But yeah, that's what I do when I get burnt out, essentially. Okay. I'll come back. Man is texture obsessed. Kind of. Just a little bit. I think in 2024 it's nice to have updated textures. Know what I mean? And we're actually pretty far ahead of Blizzard in terms of some of the upscaling, so for the 3.3.5 client at least. But some of their items in live are also still not upscaled. I know they've been working on it recently with AI, but yeah. Oh crap! I got a new randomly attacked mob. Thanks for the assist there, Mr. Undead. You're probably gonna die though. Unless you heal yourself. Or I help. Yeah, days on Skippy armor retextures. Yeah, I do that too sometimes. I'll just retexture armor or add random crap to it. Yeah. That's how you know when I'm burnt out, so. I try to mess with the art stuff, which is stuff I'm not good at. Belgarth's much better at the art crap than I am. Hope this troll helps me afterwards. Oh yeah, just sometimes. Come on, Mr. Troll. Help me out. Or just sit there and let me take it. That didn't work so well. Alright, here we go. Thanks for healing me. There we go. I think Ascension probably has a similar challenge mode. Something about like 400% damage taken increased, but I feel like that was a little much. Yeah, those upscaled grout textures though. I'm trying to. What do you mean grout? I was so hyped when I had upscaled chairs, man. It was like the best feature of that particular update. This guy has some random... Need to debug real quick, hold on. Item do you even have? Okay. Come on, let me debug you. Why can't I interact? There we go. Let's see, list items. Okay, it's just a test mace. That's fine, I guess. I was worried he was wearing like a high-level mace, and I'd have to fix that. But yeah, no, it's just something I was messing around with. So. Man, these guys are rough. Kinda wish my horde friends would come back. Well, I should have probably ran the other way, but that's okay. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. I'm just gonna die here, probably. Yep. So why is that shaman can move while casting? Because they can move while casting. It's just the, it's just lightning bolt. This is a custom repack, by the way. Custom private server. I think you know... Yeah, no, you know that. Sorry. I thought you were someone new. One of the things I liked in MoP was the fact that you could cast lightning bolt while moving. And so I decided I wanted to keep that change. But yeah, I think the MoP version of Shaman was pretty good. I've been thinking about importing Elemental Blast, at least the visual, and then doing my own version of the spell. Just feels like Shaman needs something else to press. Yeah, I'm never gonna kill this guy. I'm just gonna have to do another quest, I think. I don't think I'm complaining, no. Well, I think right now probably the most mobile classes in the game are Shaman, Paladin, and maybe Death Knight? Maybe? Death Knight has the Frost Latch ability. It's also taking option, did you borrow that from Season of Discovery? No, I did not borrow it from Season of Discovery. They do it quite differently. I wanted to do it my own way, so I ended up doing it my own way. But Shaman Tank has been something that people have wanted for a really long time, so it's, yeah. Like, as far back as I can remember, people have wanted a Shaman Tank, and so I did two things during the process. I moved a lot of their stuff to the main hand weapon for procs like Lava Lash is based off of your main hand weapon, so you can actually use a two-hander now. And so I think two-hander is probably a viable option for Shaman at this point for enhancement. I don't know. I haven't really done the DPS testing for it. I probably will at some point. And if I need to give them like some sort of two-hander specialization, I'll do that, but like a little bit of a talent boost. Okay, we're gonna do this one. Yeah, I mean, we might borrow things occasionally from Season of Discovery. It's mostly items, itemization. Just because itemization is kind of weird in the vanilla sense. So we did kind of recently update some of the molten core gear. I did tone down some of their stats because I don't know what they were doing, but like Vendor Strike, for example, is actually useful now. So I might have to remove my note on Vendor Strike. Where are you? What boss do you drop off of? Nope. Tennis? No. Sulfron, Harbinger. Yeah, so 33 agility, 13 stamina, and then the other one is 33 stamina, 13 agility, so it's reversed. But yeah, a little bit more useful. But I don't steal everything. A lot of their set bonuses I don't like. So a lot of the custom set bonuses that you get on tier gear, for example, stuff I came up with. Or, yeah, I mean, I guess the Paladin tier 3 ret set bonus, the one that burns over a period of time after Crusader Strike, yeah, I got that one from Cataclysm. But no, this is not retail. This is a private server project that I and others have developed. It's on a 3.3.5 client. So Wrath of the Lich King. Main focus at the moment is vanilla. Although I really am looking forward to moving on to TBC. So this is actually a single player server. You have AI that you can play with that act as players essentially in group. They also run around in the world and mimic player behavior in a sense where you can do PvP with them. But yeah, I mean, people can play together online if they want, but the entire project is just a single player project because bots fill that role. And all the chat that you're seeing in the bottom is fake. So, and the who list, I probably need to update the who list, but I don't even think I have the, do I even have, I don't have my fake who list enabled. Hold on, I gotta make sure that's enabled. One sec. Did I disable it? No, I don't. Hold on. Fake. Okay, I did disable it. Cool. I was worried that because I overwrote something recently. I'm shutting down the server real quick. I overwrote something recently and I couldn't remember if it was related to the fake player spoofing. I'm pretty sure Warmane does this, by the way, where they fake their online player count. Yeah, it's downloadable. There's a link in the description. And if not, there's that as well. Just waiting for the server to boot up. Yeah, so we have Eridar. We have Upright Orcs, stuff like that. High Elves, White Elves, Light Forged, Pandas, if that really is something you want to do, but I think my favorite are probably the Eridar, High Elves, and something else. Volpera, I guess. Tried backporting Volpera loads after I reduced Tris, but I use animations, it crashes. Yeah, honestly, Volpera has a lot of issues with it, in terms of like certain particles not working right. So this helmet actually looks normal on other races, but these particles are super big for some reason. And then other helmets just don't show up on them for some reason, or they just show up really weird. So particles and helmets, I have no idea why they do that. But hey Daki, how's it going? So Daki's another one of the other developers as well. He's kind of a de facto developer that I forced into sending us stuff. He was doing stuff on the server. I was like, hey, you should share that, man. So recently he's been working on item set bonuses. and incorporating some of them from Season of Discovery, but we've been tweaking a couple of them. I did tweak. I did. By the way, I did end up tweaking a couple of the things you sent over yesterday, but they work essentially the same. And there was some minor things I needed to fix, but good job, basically. And then set bonuses, probably next update will just be a 246 thing for tier 2 and 1, and I'll probably have tier 3 offsets for off specs going forward too. So yeah, so that might be it for the M2, but I don't know. I have to figure that out. But yeah. Yeah, no, I do like some of the new items from Season of Discovery, because you're right. Like sometimes we do incorporate stuff from retail, from Season of Discovery, I guess you could say, and it's nice to not have to think about itemization. So, yeah. Granted, there's stuff that we have to script out sometimes, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that the case is that doesn't have the Volpera link or whatever, but a lot of the items that were ported over into this client were ported over via a Python script. So I've been spending a lot of time trying to fix a lot of stuff, but yeah. Fix one thing, break two things. Keep going and you can replace Belgarth, yeah, whatever. Belgarth is irreplaceable. As much as he says anything. Stuck forever, that's right. Okay, what am I doing? So we gotta go get Spring Paw pelts. I need these guys yet. Oop. Let's get Spring Paws. Honestly, I should probably mess with the wandering bot count a bit, because I want more bots wandering low-level areas. I just don't want to keep restarting my client, or restarting the server every 2 seconds, because I want to mess with configs, but... No, it might be good to show people where that's located, actually. Let's look at that. Oh yeah, fake player list. That's why I restarted it to begin with, but... Hey look, we have 761 people online. But essentially it takes from a... And this is where people can contribute if they want to. But it takes from a fake database table that I made. So name, guild, level, class, race, gender, zone. And it would be cool if some people just went ahead and contributed to those, because we definitely need more. But yeah, and then I actually just do this while I'm here. So NPC bots. Okay, so this is the bots per level thing. I don't know. That's the damage multiplier. Sorry. Here we go. We're just gonna do. Just gonna move 0 to 9. So we'll do 30 here, 25 here, 0 there. Do 30 there, I'll take another. I think that math checks out. 35, 35, 30. Yeah, so that should be good. Oops. But if you want to increase the percentage of wandering bots in the zones that you're leveling in, that's a good way to go about it. Now I feel compelled to restart my server. Is it possible to share the Python script for the armor grabber for the next for the new races? So new races were not done via Python. Those were done with a lot of pain and suffering and sweat and crying and screwing things up and figuring out things along the way and still fixing things after a year and a half later. So yeah, basically. And I'll be honest, I'm a bit reticent to share the custom race patch because of how much work was put in there, but I share everything else. So everything else that artists haven't asked me to not share, at least. So there are some people who have asked me to not share certain things, and I try to respect their wishes. But I would say that if you're looking to import custom races, I'd look at the War Goblin module for Azeroth Core and see what they did. Oh, the helmet grabber. So it wasn't just helmets; it was every armor, and I don't have that Python script anymore. So yeah, but it was basically import the BLPs and the M2s and stuff, and then you had to write them to the databases as well. So all the item IDs are actually Blizz-like, but it's yeah. It's been a long time. I'm sorry, man. But you can try and take what you can from the repack if you want to. Everyone else seems to, which is fine. I'd say most of the armor stuff is probably located in patches 6 and 7. And then our DB Files client will obviously have the data for said stuff. Any plans on posting any new tutorials? You know, I've been so burnt out. Yes, I do plan on doing some new tutorials. I'm actually going out of town this week. I'm going to be gone for a week and a half, but I do plan on doing something soon. But yeah, ever since I got a second kid, man, like I have so much less time, so it's so much easier for me to just do live streams. And I feel like development live streams are okay, but they're not the greatest, and I tend to go off the cuff and not off a script, and as a result I'll jump all over the place and it seems ADHD a bit. So so yeah, I mean I'll make videos of it again eventually for tutorials. It's just one of those things that's taken up yeah, a bit of mental space at the moment. Plus, the other thing too is if I'm working on tutorial videos, then I'm not working on the repack. So that's kind of, it's one or the other kind of thing. So yeah, but I do plan on doing more videos when I come back. So I feel like this is the worst place to find these stupid pelts. I mean, I know they're not up there in the mountain, but so I don't know if anyone uses Shaman bots in their group on the repack, but currently they're double benefiting from elemental overload and what's the other one? The other previous talent that we replaced with what did we replace it with? We replaced it with changes. Yeah, so lightning overload I'm going to be removing from Shaman bots since we have Gift of the Gathering Storm, and yeah, they're double dipping essentially. So that's let me remove. Sorry, I didn't realize I had my screen still like that. Make all your Tutorial videos is short, so you have 1 minute to give all the info. Yeah, I'll talk as fast as Ben Shapiro or something. That dude raps slower than he actually talks. Just saying. I always had this question for spell scripting. Can I ask? Yeah, sure, go ahead. Generally, I'm good with questions on during a stream time. The only questions I really don't like are tech support questions for the repack. But yeah, I'd rather people ask in Discord for those kind of things. But yeah, spell editing. Just shoot me with the question. How can I make a spell script that gives me X amount of stat for each Y amount of HP or runic power, for example? Do you have like a spell description? Like a passive increases 50 armor for each 5 HP you have. So some of that is baked into the core. And you might be able to basically copy what the core does. So I know there's already auras that increase your attack power by your armor, something like that. And so you could look at those particular enums and spell the spell CPP core side stuff and just kind of copy. And then you would go into spell editor and use those new aura types, but that's one thing you could do. And then I mean the other you could probably script it in, but it would have to be something that refreshes on a regular basis. So for example, we do have one thing which is, where is it? It's the one that increases pursuit, so 30% converts 30% of your haste to movement speed. We do have something like that. Let me show you maybe the script, and maybe it'll be illuminating. I haven't really looked at it in a while, so let me see if I can find it. Probably gonna die if you hear me dying in the background. So, spell, nope, wrong one. Custom spells. I'm trying to remember where I put it though. Haste speed, yeah, there we go. It was the dumbest name for the first script. But basically, it's an R script. It takes a percentage of your haste and converts it into movement speed, and then it does a calculation based off of your level, etc., etc. But I'm trying to remember how it actually works. So get the player's level, calculate haste percentage, calculate movement speed, assign the movement amount. So I think what I have applied it to is a periodic spell that updates periodically, because if you're applying another movement speed type spell, it will override that one, so that's why I have it periodically. But yeah. And then I found that spell uses HP or power. They use a stat instead, like 60 armor per intellect and such, but not it was HP or power. So, but yeah, I mean, you could do something essentially like that. And we do have the core as open source, so you could look at the script, but again, it's under spells, custom spells, haste speed.cpp. So I kind of want to take that passive. I don't have any haste though. So it's probably useless. It's useless for low-level characters. It was originally intended for demon hunters. Maybe I'll change it to spirit. I don't know. Haste makes more sense in the context of Wrath of the Lich King, unless I started doing mastery. So I would actually like to do speed tertiary stats at some point. It would actually be probably one of the easiest tertiary stats to do. And you just basically make a bunch of plus 1%, plus 2%, plus 3% speed auras and stick them on gear or random suffixes or whatever. So, yeah. I think all may have invite to Discord. Yeah, so if you scroll up, there's actually a link. You just gotta scroll up in chat. Or if you go to the comments section, or not the comments section, but the video description. One spell that was a pain in the ass for me was rogues can attack an extra 2 seconds before breaking stealth. Never managed to make that spell, so prevent default action. I would have to look at that. I'm trying to think if there's like an existing spell that's kind of similar. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to look at it. 90% of it is luck, another 90% of reading. Yeah, so I'd say probably most of coding is just reading the crap out of things and trying to find the right code to edit. Have a good night, Decky. We'll see you later. And 1% enjoyment, yeah. The 1% enjoyment comes when you've actually finished and you see the end result. Yeah, I'd have to look. Again, there's different you could maybe have Vanish pop another aura for 2 seconds when you attack something. So when Vanish is removed as an aura, and you have another aura, so say you have this talent, right? And Vanish vanishes as an aura. You get another Vanish spell ID, and it lasts for 2 seconds. That's probably the easiest way I'd do it. So on effect remove is what it's called. Try to copy Pandaria's one. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of spells I do like in later expansions that I'd like to take a look at. I don't always like one-to-one conversions. We did some, like for Arcane Mage, we did new stuff for Touch of the Magi. And what was the other one? The big Kamehameha blast that they got. Can't even remember the name of the spell now. One that does damage based off of the amount of mana you have, and then sucks up all your mana. Help me out, Belgarth. What's the name of it? But yeah, I mean, those are technically from retail, but they don't look anything like retail. The creative developer, I can't handle the 1%, just tell you what, yeah. So Belgarth is our creative director. He tells us what cool stuff to implement, essentially. Or I'll be like, dude, I'm burnt out. I need a new boss. Or I need, like, to change this boss because it's so dang boring. Make it interesting, and I'll script it out. That's a lot of what Belgarth does too. Yeah. So you said it. I'm sorry. You said Arcane Surge. My bad. I didn't see. But yeah. Kiting is super fun right now. Just need mana. These guys need to reset. We're gonna go for it. Alright. Yeah, I kind of want to play through some mage stuff here soon because I'm curious about balancing. I did things to the best of my ability when it came to balancing stuff, but it was mostly based off of hearsay. So, like, hey, does this seem balanced, or show me your damage meters? But I'd like to actually test stuff. I'll be honest, like a lot of the quote unquote balancing comes from eyeballing or just looking at what other NPCs are doing, what other spells are doing for damage, stuff like that. I wouldn't give up my job as creative director, that's right. No, it's good to have someone make sure that we don't go too far off track. Like, two-handed rogues? Come on. I'm sorry, that was not my favorite idea that someone brought up. But, anyway. I wonder if I can actually eat this and it'll fail the challenge. I doubt it. I'm not going to test it. There's a lot of bots in this area. That's because I increased the amount. Just remembered. Yeah. Wish bots would go up there, but one of these days I'd like to look at the wandering bot code and see if we can improve it so that it's more varied. But instant attacks with a slow two-hand, yeah, as rogue, yep. That's what we need. I've been thinking about reversing the sound for guns, by the way. I don't like the sound for guns. I think they're pretty bad at the moment. But I don't even use guns, so just prefer the old sounds, I think, for some things. We should just make it do like a shotgun, machine gun type sound. Sorry, I'm trying to run away from these randomly attacked mobs. I just got in and I saw Mr. Dinkle with a McFoxy. What a disappointment. I like Volpera. I know that kind of makes me a furry or something like that, but I think they're fun. Some people like gnomes, some people like blood elves. And I thought about doing Eridar, but you can't be an Eridar and Shaman at the same time, so... See my mad rant about mage tanks and bucklers? I did not recently. Hopefully the answer is no mage tanks and bucklers. Hey Philip, good evening. Yeah, I do enjoy the Shaman. I think it's fun. He makes for some really good thumbnails on the videos. I'll give him that. I've got like 6 of them. sum up your rant about mage tanks and bucklers. I mean, I know originally bucklers were supposed to be like a crappier version of shields. I just can't remember, and I think all classes were supposed to be able to use them. Yeah, have a good night. But yeah, I think mage tanks is a 4th tree. You can't stop me. I can totally stop you. If it's a 4th tree, that's fine. We can do that. You can do whatever you want with your 4th tree, as long as it's balanced. But I really don't mind as long as it's balanced. And I'm fine scripting stuff out. You just have to think it out first. So just let me know. I do think mage tanks would be kind of funny, because it would be no longer a meme. I could die here because I should just use my sprint button, but that takes work. See, told you can't stop me. No, I know. So I've learned that saying no to Belgarth is usually a bad idea. Not because... Ah, oh, damn it, I just got killed by the randomly attacked mobs. Where's my flying mount? I'm supposed to get a flying mount when I die. But yeah, so I'd say that sometimes when Belgarth comes up with an idea, I push back initially, and then I think about it, and I'm like, okay, we'll do that. Why not? It turns out that people like it. So mage tanks would be great. At least some version of the battle mage. Yeah, I mean, they make sense with the RP, the role-playing game, and other things. I mean, again, like back in WoW's early history, bucklers were meant to be usable by everyone. So. Yeah. And you were supposed to wander around in darkness and use torches to light your path or whatever, but and I've seen some private servers kind of call back to that, but shoot. Let's see how fast I can go with all 3. That's pretty dang fast. But yeah, I mean, they also have a precedent, right? So if you think about Gruul's Lair, we have to mage tank by spell stealing. I don't know if Season of Discovery has a mage tank, but I think mage healers is kind of stupid, personally. No, it's hard for me to get over, like, mages doing good range damage, and that's all they do. So, probably was a stance to limit mage spell options. Yeah, we could probably do that. I think I'll have to look into creating new stances. I think we could at least create a couple new what do you call them? Auras, the mage armors. And we could maybe count that as a stance, or I could just use an aura check, and if said aura is up, they cannot cast said spell. I would just have to modify a bunch of spells and add scripting to some other ones, but that would probably be what I would end up doing, but the stances thing is probably fine too. Dalaran and Hives had several good examples of that kind of mages. Arguably, Kel'Thas could have been labeled as such. Yep, you're right. Flashy spells in the glass cannon mode, more control and durability in a melee tank. Yeah. Shorter ranged abilities. I could see them using some version of Arcane Blast as a tank. And then maybe like Flame Strike for for some AoE, but it would be instant cast and do less damage and create more threat or something like that. And honestly, Blast Wave would be a good way to kite. Here you were talking about the difficulty of having so many kids. I just spent the last 30 minutes trying to watch my 2-year-old. Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. My wife is super awesome tonight because she put the kids down for me so that I could actually stream tonight. So super, super grateful to her. But yeah, honestly, I think, what are some other things that would be fun as Mage Tank? You should enumerate. I do think that there's a serious paucity of tank specs in the game currently, for Wrath of the Lich King at least. Well, maybe not, because Shaman's a tank now, so we got another tank. They have a tank route. I guess for me the hard part would be just adding the 4th talent tree, because not every class is going to have a 4th talent tree, but if you can make your script do that, we can do that, no problem. Just have to... I think you actually did make it do that for one spec and not others. I can't remember. Anyway. Elgarth made a custom talent tree that we can use. Trying to adjust the base talent tree and add more talents or more trees in general is just a pain in the butt, so we just ended up remaking it. And it won't start seeing development in terms of like actual usage until probably TBC, but yeah. We wanted additional talents for things. Because I think it's kind of sad that we have max talents by level 60, and so it would be nice to just be able to spend a couple more talents every few levels. Added 24 trees to the one class, and trust me, it all works. Okay, I'll trust you. Mana as an extended health bar, aka Death Whisper Shield. Yeah, I could see that. That would also be pretty easy to implement with Mana Shield. Just set the absorb amount super high. And as long as you have enough mana, you should be good. And obviously make the... I think it'd be good to have like some of your mage shields do more sort of proc effects. Like leaving your targets burning over a period of time. Or like mage armor slowing enemies around you that hit you, kind of thing. I haven't tested the new Shaman, but the elemental spec seems to be missing a bit of frost and fire damage spells, or maybe a hypothetical force spec to be centered around it. Yeah, so I did mention that I wanted to add elemental blast into the rotation. I don't really know. I haven't really played like enhancement in other expansions, so I can't. I don't know. I'll have to. And I've never played enhancement a whole lot. Period. But I think, yeah, I wouldn't worry about improvements in that regard too much. And I do have Earthquake actually coming up, so let me show you the. I'll show you the visual in 2 seconds. I just don't know where I want to add it yet, or if I want to wait for the new talent tree. Part of me is just wanting to wait for the new talent tree, but. Let's see, so if I look up item, look up spell, Earthquake. Earthquake Quick test rank. So this is just a dummy spell at the moment. It's not. I just wanted to make sure that the visual worked. So I get so excited when I actually successfully port back spell visuals because they're such a pain sometimes. Obviously, it's the earlier kata version of the spell. I just feel like kata spells in general look better than trying to retroport like a Legion spell half the time. But maybe I'll try it. I'll try both and see which I like better. But I do remember liking the kata spell. Yeah, right now just a dummy aura. And if I could get it to like somehow meld with the terrain, that would be cool, but I don't know how. I don't think you can. And I don't even know if it was that way originally, so. And yeah, where's our new animations? I need to get Falmarillion to send over the Noble Garden models. Except a lot of them are encrypted, so we're going to have to figure out how to decrypt them, apparently, some of the patches. Yeah, cast spell didn't. Okay, that makes me feel better, so I don't actually have to work on it anymore. Hey Dinkle Shade, just stopping by to say hello. Hey Shade! Thanks for saying hi. Hope you are doing pretty good. I'm playing your favorite race. Honestly, I feel like I owed it to you to play Volterra Shaman, so that's why I'm playing it. Didn't know you stream. Yeah, I stream quite often, so these days I stream more than others, but yeah. Alright, let's do... I'm just gonna cheat eating real quick. If I could get it... It's so funny to do this on, like, the weirdest locations. Whatever. I can only do so much with what I have. I just need one freaking pelt left. But they're not dropping, so that's fun. The reason why I'm staying over here too is because there's less mobs in general. Makes it easier for me to kite. So Ludwig, are you doing any sort of challenges on your shaman currently while you level? And if so, which ones? If you're still here. I'll probably end up trying this quest again once I reach level 12. I do need to find a trainer at some point. I don't think there are any shaman trainers in Silvermoon, but... Dang it. Sometimes with bots you can actually get kill credit if you just do enough damage. There's a chest over here. Such good music. I think I might have added too many bots for this level. I can't find any mobs. I'd probably do challenges on my Shaman if I ever got a character to 60 to play the endgame content before I end up making my server somehow over time. Breaking my server, yeah. So what do you do to break your server every time? Not really, Mr. Dinkle. I'm on a baby quest too, and I'm just enjoying the streams. That's good. Is that Sylvanas Lament without the lyrics? Maybe. It might be. There was a modder by the name of Kyle who did a lot of the sound editing stuff. I think he stole a lot of his stuff from Resnick though, so probably give him credit. So he stole from Resnick, we stole from him. At least some things. You can always do the Belgarth challenge almost. Let's not talk about it. Yeah. I think it's really easy to screw up your server all the time, which is why I always back things up. And then the couple weeks where I decide not to back up my server is usually when I end up regretting it. So back up my SQL somehow broke. It's not a developer though. So yeah, I'd say yeah, I mean, biggest thing is when you're backing things up, don't include the tables called updates include or updates, because then when you try to restart your server, everything will get wiped every single time. So, but if you're wanting backups, just do one massive SQL file and have it drop tables and create tables and drop tables and create tables. That way, if you have to scrap everything you did, you at least have that clean database to work with. If you want, you can DM me and I can show you. Just
keep your wits about
one of those things. Yeah, I mean, I really do think that probably the first thing people should learn is backing up their work. That's one thing that I had wished I'd learned early on, but it took me a while to get there. I was doing a lot with the single player project at the time, and yeah, I had a lot of custom work, and then I didn't know how to back up stuff, so I ended up losing a lot of stuff on an update and just decided to say screw it. I'm making my own core. Not my own core, but my own server. This is Azeroth core, not my core. Okay, I know there's supposed to be party things around here, and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to drink them or not. I'm probably... like, if I have to drink them, then I will not, but... Where is the party? There it is, I think. I don't know. This guy's hurt. Okay. Apparently, I remember the party being somewhere else. Like, wasn't it over here somewhere? Trying to run away from these guys at the same time. There used to be tables. Imagine when we do your challenge, our computer just lights on fire or something. Yeah. Belgarth. Belgarth doing 5 or 6 or 7 challenges all at the same time. What are you, stupid? Have a good night for real, Tacky. Hey, it's me again. I just had to fix my server with creature model tables because I messed it up, but now it's good. Anyways, you should make a video on how to back up things like that, asking for a friend. Yeah, so just so you know, it's a little different for you as a developer. Basically, you got to save everything you do and put it into a text document. But yeah, one of these days, why not? We could do that. But yeah, QD did a kind of backup tutorial, specific tables, but it's a good way to go. Hey, where the heck is this damn party? Like, I know it's here somewhere. Backed it up. What did you back up in a zip file, though? You actually have to export your SQL stuff. Because your database is completely separate from like your repack. Like if you deleted your repack off of, well, maybe not, but anyway, yeah, it's interesting. To the west, thank you. I will go look. I appreciate it. Probably at the other small thing. I hate that POIs are wrong sometimes. Belgarth, you need to fix that. Belgarth just basically does all the stuff I don't want to do ever. And then he does some of the stuff that he wants to do. I gotta figure out how to mass export the database. So yeah, real quick, 2 seconds. I'll show you in 2 seconds. So if you go to just choose any table, you go right click, export database as SQL. If you want to just do the whole thing, you just click on it all, you do drop, create, and it's just single SQL file, right? Okay. And then if you want to re-import it, you run SQL file, like that, and you let it run. You could do individual tables, but again, like if you're gonna do that, make sure that you always skip the updates and update include files, because otherwise it's gonna keep reapplying the same SQL files over and over again, and your characters will be wiped every time you log out, basically, and all your changes will be wiped every time the server restarts too. So. But each table has them, so updates include, characters, updates include, but the other thing you could do, you could obviously do, like if you're changing something, let me give you an example. This is probably the smart thing to do, especially when you're starting to join a team and doing development stuff that way. And you want to make sure that your stuff is saved on updates because you share it with Dinkle. If you want to modify something and just like rename this shoulder pads with 2 S's, you do that, right? But you also have this statement down here where it says update. You just copy that statement and you put it in a notepad, and there's all your changes, and then you submit those to me, basically. So. Just food for thought. Different ways to do things, so. But yeah, I mean the other way where you just drop all tables and stuff, that's just like a complete wipe of everything, and so it's good that way. But don't share that file with me. But the individual changes is definitely something that and you've been doing that too, so just think. So the whole refact, but I gotta figure out how to mass export the database. Yeah. Let's see. You're dancing the Belth Disco. Yeah, these guys. And requires a freaking party invitation. Okay, who do I need to talk to? I should probably read. Require a bottle of Sun-Touched Preserve. Oh, okay. I have to go to Silver Moon City Inn. You know what? That's why it was sending me over there. I thought I was doing the eating quest. Anyway. I'm thinking that's simple. Yeah, it can be simple. I mean, there's different statements, right? So update just takes existing elements and updates those queries. Insert ignore if you have existing tables and you don't want to overwrite those tables. Insert ignore is a good way to go. And you're too lazy to do individual inserts. If you want to delete stuff prior, just insert delete. But the dropping tables thing will just drop everything. So if you made any changes since when you backed up to when you made those changes, then those changes will no longer be around. But just getting started, only doing vanilla SPP so far, crashing a lot, but having fun learning it. Yeah, I think it's a single player project. Is a good project. I do like their bots. I do like player bots. I don't particularly. I like the core. I like the people who work on the core. I don't like the core, if that makes sense. I think the person who is working on the core currently inherited a bad core, is what I would say. So, but she does an awesome job at what she does. I don't know. I feel like I have to go look up a guide for this quest now. Touch special preserve. But yeah, I mean, player bots or NPC bots are pretty stable by comparison. It's probably because they don't do nearly as much stuff in the world. But yeah, we've been expanding on NPC bots quite a bit. At least in terms of like chattiness and stuff like that. More RP elements. Belgarth, do Flight Point. Update all the POI for all the quests on the map. Make Emerald Dream playable. Make me boss fight. Plan and make the Eridar zones. Plan all the sideways content. Yeah, exactly. Do all that stuff. Now. But no. I just think it's nice to have another person who actually knows how to do stuff on the team. Daki is slowly becoming another person who does that. Aldori knows stuff too, and does, but he mostly does Lua stuff, and I think he's pretty busy with real life stuff too. So, Tanados. All the times in my life I've tried to learn to code, I found that I am much more adept at breaking things than making things. I have coders. We break things too, man. We break things so much. I break things on a daily basis. Okay, I'm gonna skip this quest because I just can't figure it out right now. I don't want to sit there and look things up at the moment. I'm sure I have to go back to Silver Moon City. I'm retiring to go WoW fishing in Stormwind. You should do that. but make sure you implement your what is it called? The mini fishing game that you implemented. Belgarth came up with a really cool fishing game that I really want to play. So yeah. I think this is one of those high density areas again that I probably shouldn't be going to, but I'm going to go to anyway. Which is again why I suck at hardcore. I can't wait till I get Lava Burst. I think it's level 15. I know Shaman ended up getting another frost spell, I want to say. I can't remember. At least Elemental Blast would be good. Glacial Spike I would like to do eventually for mages too. I was actually going to import that visual last night, and I totally spaced it because I got busy dealing with Discord stuff, so... After you're hooked, like gambling, I'll replace all fishing with it, then you can never bot again. Yeah, I won't lie to you, I totally bought for fishing. Totally. I figured we already have enough bots in the game, why not add to it? Poor bot died. The Belgarth challenge begins with forced fishing, ends with a bot rebellion? Yeah, pretty much. And a lot of wipes, yeah. So, Belgarth's 6 challenge leveling thing took 4 hours in Deadmines the other day. He'll blame it on the challenges, but I bet you he would have still done it in the same amount of time had he not had any challenges on.
The eternal sun guides.
'Cause that's how good he is. I want to get rid of this visual eventually. It's really just a placeholder. I've kind of gotten used to it, but I don't like it. Them fighting words, yeah, totally are. Come at me, bro. I nerfed paladins on the ground. Yeah, paladin. I want to give them Divine Steed as baseline, but I don't know what to put in its place on the tree. Should come up with an idea. Maybe, what is that death sentence? Hey, look, she's wearing one of my... Nope, never mind. What is one of those... That death sentence spell? Can't remember. It's like the big hammer that comes down. We could do that. Let's just make Paladin even more overpowered, why not? I don't know what y'all do to Deadmines, but that ogre at the beginning is more of a beast than I remember him being. Yeah, so I spent a lot of time. So obviously if you go in there at level 15, you're going to have a hard time anyway. You probably want to do that place at least at level 18. 18, 19, 20, something like that. But yeah, we did change up a lot of the fights, or not just changed up, but we also increased damage and health, and I did modify a number of fights in there as well. But you only get Steed if you remove Leap. Yeah, but I want to keep both. Maybe I should put Hero. I'll probably put Holy Leap in there as a Ret Paladin for that talent tree, and then I can make Divine Steed baseline. That sounds like a good compromise. But you'd have to be level 60 for it, I guess. Have to do the or at least the Steed quest line. You know what I mean? Sorry, at this point I'm just leveling up through herbs. Let me go back to questing. Probably just gotta turn this quest in and then head off because it's getting a little late where I'm at. You only get Steed if you remove Leap. Yeah, no. I just read that, sorry. I'll ban you. You can try to ban me. I'll just go back to the Dinklepack. Maybe the new combos from the new X-Spec can give you ideas for this for some fourth specs. Yeah, it could. I would like to do Melee Hunter. Survival Hunter would be good. I just don't want to take away from the current survival build. That's because I'm one of those weird people who likes the survival playstyle for Wrath of Lich King. So I just don't want to take away from that. But some of the spells will have to change up because some of the visuals really suck. Like Fury of the Eagle. It's gonna look horrible. So gotta figure out something for that. Cool, I'll take all my crap back. Yeah. You're right, it is crap. I'm just kidding. Right, I was gonna go do a thing. Oh, I wanted to show you guys before I log off. Hunter really needs a million ranged weapons? Yeah. Just one feels weird. One of the specs that Blue wants is a Rage Priest. I heard about that, but should have to enumerate on that. Oh, by the way, Belgarth, did I show you that we got the Argal shoulders? I got them in game. Just need to figure out where to add them. Argal shoulder pads. I think they're such cool looking shoulders, unlike anything else you see in the game. So, let's see. Yeah, RFC. So Belgarth made some bosses, and I just created some loot for it. But there's 2 new bosses in RFC because I just noticed our maps had a skull here and a skull here, and I was like, we should probably add 2 more bosses. Gives us a good excuse. And then, so we have, again, this is not in the repack yet, but there's this guy. He drops some pretty good loot. And then there's, where is it? Should probably just use movement speed. I had to convert your inserts for the new table the new table structure because I was lazy and didn't do it before. And then there's this guy. So, yep. I think it'll be fun to have at least 2 new bosses in RFC. Adriel says, "Hi, I admire you. This server is awesome. Could you share us your add-ons folder on the repack server?" Yeah, I could do that. Thanks for shouting out. let me think about how I want to do that. But yeah, I'm more than happy to do that. Or if you want, you can message me and I can shoot it your way. Because I tend to forget things. So yeah. But anyway, that's pretty much it for stream today. I gotta head out, but thank you guys for tuning in. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you on the other side of Azeroth. Have a good night.